What's up, my Jinxes? Hope y'all are having a Jinx-filled day. And today, I'm gonna be looking more into the Bratz annual 2016. 26. Why do I keep saying that? The Bratz annual 2006 book. And I'm gonna be looking at this short story called I Love New York. Alright, I'm gonna read it. Hi, I'm Chloe, and I'm gonna tell you how a weekend away turned us into a kicking crime busting team. That was wow, okay. I was just jetting out the door on my way to pick up the girls in my scorching silver blue Cadillac when the postman arrived with a long, thin white envelope addressed to me. Dear Chloe, congratulations! You are the lucky winner of Heavenly Hair's New York competition. You and 3 of your best friends have won an all-expenses paid weekend in New York, including 2 nights in a luxury hotel and a fantastic shopping spree. Best wishes, Heavenly Hair Shampoo Company. I squealed out loud. I could hardly believe it. I had entered the competition months ago and had totally forgotten about it. But there was no doubt who I'd be taking with me. I started the car and sped off to find my best gals. No way, shrieked Yasmin when I showed them the letter. New York, there are so many places I want to see. Slammin', squealed Sasha. Chilling out in the Big Apple? Awesome, exclaimed Jade. I can't wait to check out the latest New York fashions. We giggled excitedly as we discussed what we would do in New York. We had always talked about taking a trip there together, and here was a dream chance to do it in style. I spent the whole week planning the outfits I would pack in all the places I wanted to see. On Friday evening, the girls all came over to my house with their weekend roller cases. We piled into the Cadillac and set off for the airport. I bumped up the stereo volume and we sang at the top of our voices with the hood down. We arrived at the airport, checked in, and then went for smoothies in the airport lounge. This weekend is gonna be awesome, said Jade happily, as she sipped the last few drops for strawberry and vanilla smoothie. I can't wait to see the shops on Fifth Avenue. The art in the Met, I sighed. I've been reading about an amazing cafe in the village, Yasmin said. Loads of famous writers and musicians used to hang out there. It's got an awesome creative vibe. I'm just looking forward to seeing some serious chilling out time. I'm just looking forward to some serious chilling out time, Sasha added. Would passengers for flight NY100 please come to gate number 3 for boarding? Announced the tannoy. I don't know how that's pronounced. We all jumped to our feet and raced through the lounge to gate 3. We were first on the plane and we bagged 4 seats together in the middle. As the plane took off, we all linked hands and grinned at each other. New York, here we come, I yelled. Jade pulled out a pile of the latest fashion mags. Yasmin began scribbling in her notebook and Sasha plugged us all to her MP3 player and cranked them some hot hip-hop beats. I was too excited to do anything except imagine all the fun we were gonna have. When the plane landed in New York, we hopped into a taxi and cruised to our hotel. We were met by a doorman in a red uniform with gold braiding who smiled at us as we stepped into the lobby. It was like a film set. Spectacular, I gasped, gazing at the marble floor and luxurious decor. Totally rockin', agreed Yasmin. We went over to the check-in desk and got our room keys. Sasha and Jade were sharing room 109, and I was in room 110 with Yasmin. 2 porters took our bags and led us up to our rooms. Those are literally my 2 favorite duos, Sasha and Jade, and Chloe and Yasmin. Anyway. This is so styling, Jade raved, walking around her room. The beds had thick gold covers and the tall French windows led out onto a balcony that was shared between our 2 rooms. The curtains were a warm cream color, held back with gold tassels. Sasha flopped back onto her bed and spread her arms out wide. Now this is luxury, she declared. We hooked a late-night snack in the restaurant downstairs, then headed for our beds. We had a busy weekend ahead and needed to get our beauty rest. The next morning, I jumped out of bed and threw open the French windows. Sasha was already on the balcony, checking out the view. "Hey girl," I said, "time for action. We've got a lot to see." Sasha turned around and grinned at me. "I've been ready for ages, Angel. Jade's just doing her makeup, so you guys better hurry up." I ran back into the room and found that Yasmin had already bagged the shower. "Don't be too long, pretty princess," I called as I chose my outfit for the day. As soon as I had showered, I stepped into my flares and plaid trench coat and slicked some clear gloss onto my lips. Yasmin looked fresh in her miniskirt and crisp white shirt. Charlie, the doorman, grinned when he saw us. "Cab ladies?" he inquired. When we nodded, he put 2 fingers in his mouth and gave a piercing whistle. A yellow taxi screeched to a halt next to us, and we climbed in. "Have a good day," called Charlie as we jetted off, piled into the back of the cab. We waved goodbye and settled back, all grinning widely. "Where to?" asked the driver. "Fifth Avenue," we chorused. The taxi took us through Times Square on the way to Fifth Avenue, and we cheered as we saw the flickering neon lights. "I have always wanted to see Times Square," whooped Sasha. We stepped out of the cab on Fifth Avenue and headed for the nearest boutique. We spent half the morning jetting up and down the street, checking out the cutting-edge window displays and trying out all the latest looks. Finally, our bags bulging with fabulous new threads, we headed for the Empire State Building. I had seen a really romantic old film about 2 people meeting on the top, so we went right up and had our pics taken by the lift guard. Then we dropped our bags off at the hotel and went to a nearby cafe for some refreshment. Fifth Avenue was a blast, I gushed. "I'm really glad we did it. Now, what's the quickest way to the Met? Shall we splurge on another taxi or hop on the subway?" The other 3 looked at me in surprise and answered at once. "But I thought we were going back to the shops," wailed Jade. "I want to hire blades and skate around Central Park," moaned Sasha. "What about my writer's cafe in the village?" complained Yasmin. "My favorite author wrote her first novel at one of the tables there." Okay, I was just looking at this picture, and which one of them is supposed to be Sasha? Okay, whoever she is seriously whitewashed. I think this might be her right here. Like, what the fuck? "But you guys," I stammered. "Being able to visit the Met was the whole reason I entered the competition in the first place." "But there are so many shops I didn't get the chance to check out this morning," grumbled Jade. "How am I supposed to stay fashion forward if I can't visit the hottest boutiques the one time I'm in Style Central, New York City?" "I don't want to go back to Fifth Avenue," said Sasha flatly. "It's supposed to be a relaxing weekend, right? Let's chill out a bit." "I'm not going rollerblading," said Yasmin, looking upset. "I really want to go to the village and see the Writers' Cafe. It's a really creative, inspiring place. You guys would love it." I suddenly lost my temper. I was feeling really upset that my best friends didn't seem to care about making the most of our weekend. "I'm not going shopping, blading, or sitting in some boring little cafe," I yelled. "We can do all of that stuff back home. We can't see this art anywhere except the Met. Don't be so selfish. You wouldn't even be here if it weren't for me." The other 3 glared back at me crossly. "Well, you can go to the stupid Met," snapped Sasha, jumping to her feet. "I'm here to relax and kick back, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do." She stormed out of the cafe as Jade and Yasmin pushed back their chairs at exactly the same time. "Well, if she's gonna please herself, so am I," Jade announced. You two can do what you like." She strolled out of the cafe. I could tell that underneath her cool attitude she was really upset as well, but I was too hurt and angry to care. Yasmin was hesitating by her chair. "Go to your stupid cafe then," I snapped at her. "Don't let a little thing like being best friends stop you." "Oh, if you're gonna be like that," she said, whirling around and leaving. I sat back in my chair, feeling totally wiped out. How had that happened? We were having a slamming time. 5 minutes before, I blinked tears out of my eyes crossly. If they were going to be selfish, then so was I. I grabbed my backpack and pulled out my city map, then headed for the subway. By the time I got to the Met, I had stopped being angry and was just low. When I looked up at the building, I tried to feel the excitement I had felt earlier, but the argument had blown it away. I walked into the famous gallery and decided to go to the souvenir shop first, to try to get my buzz back. Sasha was halfway to Central Park before she got over her temper and started to think about what had happened. She began to feel guilty. Chloe was right, she thought. She invited us to New York, and I just threw it right back in her face. Sasha stopped in the middle of the street, causing a total pedestrian jam. I've got to apologize, she said out loud, and I hate apologizing. Jade got to Fifth Avenue and was about to walk into a shoe shop when she saw a boutique we had all been in earlier. She glanced inside and saw another group of friends laughing together. It's not nearly so much fun on your own, she thought. Time's a-wastin'. She turned around and hailed a cab. Yasmin had marched back to the hotel room in a temper, but as she was seething, she saw the Polaroid we had taken earlier that day at the top of the Empire State Building. It's a great snap of us all. What's the point in being here if we're not together? She sighed. Meanwhile, I was browsing around the souvenir shop and trying not to think about what my best friends were doing without me. Suddenly, I noticed that the guy in front of me was acting really weirdly. He was glancing around him, darting looks from side to side. Suddenly, he pulled a bundle of reproduction print posters from the shelf in front of him, rolled them into a tube, and shoved them under his coat. I was shocked that for a minute I couldn't say anything, and he started to walk quickly towards the door. Then I found my voice. "Stop! Thief!" I yelled. The guy began to run. I could see the shop manager trying to reach him, but he was too far away, and so was I. The thief was going to get away, but as he pelted out of the door, his way was blocked by 3 familiar figures. "Gals!" I squealed, so happy to see them that I forgot about being upset. "Oof," puffed the thief as he tumbled to the floor. The shop manager and a couple of security guards ran up and grabbed him. Yasmin, Sasha, and Jade ran over to me, and we all hugged. "I'm sorry I was so mean," burst out Sasha. "I'm sorry too," chorused Jade and Yasmin at the same time. "No, it's me who should be sorry," I exclaimed. "I should have taken the time to find out what everyone wanted to do." Before everyone could reply, the shop manager came up to us with stolen posters in his arms and a big smile on his face. "Thank you, ladies. You just saved us a lot of money," he said. "That was excellent teamwork." "Thanks," I beamed, linking arms with my gals. Best friends make the best teams." Now you can tell everyone that you foiled an art thief at the Met," he joked. "As a reward, I'd like you to have these 3 entrance tickets, plus exclusive entry into a restricted area of the museum where you can see some very special artwork." "Thanks," I gasped, taking the tickets. "Oh," I turned to the others. "You guys don't have to come if you don't want to." "Of course we're coming," announced Sasha back to her old bossy self. "Look, how about we spend the rest of the afternoon looking around the Met, then tomorrow do the other things we all want to do." We all agreed and headed for the museum entrance. We had an awesome time looking around the Met. I was totally inspired by the off-the-hook art that we saw. The use of color gave Jade some fabulous ideas for new fashion combos, and Sasha and Yasmin both loved the sculptures. By the time we were ready to leave, it was dark, and we suddenly realized how hungry we were. "How about we jet back to the hotel and change into our new gear, then hit the restaurant for a luxury-style meal," suggested Jade. "Good plan," we yelled, and grabbed a taxi. Back at the hotel, we all piled into Jade and Sasha's room and unpacked our boutique bags. I chose a strappy little black dress. Yasmin looked truly like a pretty princess in her tasseled dress and knee-high boots. Jade rocked in an emerald green dress that matched her eyes, and Sasha looked cool and styling in 3/4 length jeans and a sparkly top. We went down to the restaurant, and the waiter seated us at a round table. We ordered loads of food to share and some fizzy flavored spring water. "Here's to foiling the art thief," I grinned, raising my glass. "And to the gorgeous Met," said Jade with a wink. "To the bright city lights of New York," added Sasha. "I've got the best one," said Yasmin. "Here's to being friends." We all cheered that one. Alright, that's the end of this part. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Next time we'll be looking at Chloe's Guide to Big Apple Flair, our sizzling New York snaps, and Chloe's travel tips. Alright, bye bye. Love you, my jinxes.